The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Online Osborne.
Okay, normally I talk about things trending online, but I thought I'd take a slight pivot
Oh, you're online Osborne.
and talk about...
Sorry, I make it what
I
you were
saw
doing.
you're like a deer in
Looking at
headlights.
the board going, what is she talking about?
What is she
It's
talking
online Osborne.
about? Oh, just follow my lead.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Got it.
I want to pivot into online dating today.
Okay.
And talk about some online dating disasters because it's a nasty world out there, online dating. Are you on the apps at all? Have you been on the apps?
I have been on occasions.
Do they do your head in? Is there a lot of stupidity?
I don't really get that engaged that much in it, but I can see how they could, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they've also been
A lot of time
successful.
wasting, I think. Yeah.
Well, lots of people have found.
Well, I mean, statistically now, I think it's
the way that
I'm making
the way-
stuff
the
up.
way
It's
that
like
it happens.
70,
No, it's like
75%.
70%.
Yeah.
And uni
I
is
heard
only
83.
1% now. So
Like, yeah, go on.
76 percent of statistics are made up on the spot.
Yes.
Yes, okay, but it can have, like, it can bring out predatory behaviour.
Well, of course.
And it
yeah.
can also flush out the Muppets. So I've found some online dating disasters that I thought I would share with the group. The first one is this chick. She's gone back to his place because he's offered to cook for her, which sounds really nice.
It's a nice first date, but,
Yeah.
it just, you need it to be not at a private house.
It's always
I think,
dangerous
right?
going
Yeah.
into a house, isn't it? Especially when this happens.
So this guy invited me over for dinner at his place.
She's crying.
And I got there and I got excited. I'm like, what are you making? Say I haven't eaten all day. And he said sausages. And I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty good. And he whipped out his wiener. It slapped on a plate.
Did you hear that?
What was the
Did
last?
she start laughing at
I
the
heard
end?
sausages.
Crying, laughing because she was so shocked. Yeah, he said, I'm going to cook dinner for you. She's like, I haven't eaten all day. That's so nice, because she was just hungry.
Yeah.
And then they got there and she's like, well, so what are you cooking? He goes, sausages. And she goes, oh, that's all right. And then he just dropped trowel, whipped out his wiener and popped it on a plate.
Well, you got all that from that speech there.
How did you
Did
hear
she
that?
say that?
Mitch heard it as
I didn't
well.
hear the
Let me
plate.
listen to that again. I didn't.
So this guy invited me over for dinner at his place. And I got there and I got excited. I'm like, what are you making? Say I haven't eaten all day. And he said sausages. And I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty good. And he whipped out his wiener. It slapped on a plate.
Slapped it on a plate.
Slapped it on a
He
plate.
slapped it on a plate.
She picked her winner there. She didn't say how she got out of that
She
situation.
could have grabbed a fork and just gone bang.
Or put some chili sauce on it. That'll learn him. Anyway,
dear.
so it's let's
But
see.
she sounded like
She laughed.
almost enjoyed
Well,
it.
she got out of there
was
alive.
laughing, yeah.
She appreciates it's a good story, hey?
She lived to tell it. Exactly.
Yeah, she lived to tell the tale.
Oh, dear.
Meanwhile,
Sausage.
the guys are getting angry
trying
because
that tonight.
they're-
Try
they're-
tonight, Joe.
Were you having
Sausages. Yeah. Dad, no, not you. Wait. How'd you get back in your room? Mum and I are having a dinner for two.
Oh no!
Oh, is Sonny Bill locked up?
Okay, moving on. They say chivalry is dead, and this guy is getting very, very cranky because he's still being traditional with a date. So he's dropped her off, he's gone for the kiss. She's kind of said no, and then she's just closed the door, and this is then what happens.
Sure you don't want me to come inside for a drink?
I'm just kind of tired. Maybe next time?
Tired. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Next time.
Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.
This is all captured on her cam.
Oh, and thanks for paying for dinner, by the way. Oh, but you can't come inside. Why not? Why can't you come inside? Oh, because you were nice to me all night. Ridiculous.
Poor guy. And there's so many of
So
those.
you're saying because he was so nice?
Because he was nice.
You know, I can't
And that's
possibly
happening with my friend at the moment. This guy's so nice, it's putting her off.
I do. To
Yeah,
some extent.
you gotta
I know.
find the balance. A bit
Your
of,
female friend or your male friend?
yeah, my female friend.
I know her.
Yeah, yes, you do. A bit of light and shade, guys. A bit of light and shade.
Yeah,
Treat them
come
in,
on,
keep them
guys.
peeing, but do open the doors. Now, finally, this is my favourite one. So, I think she explains all of it. Here we
Tell
go.
you about a date I recently went on. I
went out with a guy who had recently come out of a relationship, and so I was like the third or fourth first date that he'd been on from the internet. And as we're talking, he's like, I'm really impressed with women nowadays and how open they are about everything. And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, like how open they are about their diseases and their, what they're dealing with. And I was like, okay. And he said sometimes they like even put it in their profile. And I'm thinking like ADHD, neurodivergence. And he was like, I've been on 2 dates with women who have cancer. And I looked at him and I said, that's their star sign. Those women don't have cancer. They were born in July.
They were born in July.
It's like I saw a guy's profile Tinder once and he had a V on it. And I said, please tell me you're not a vegan. And he's like, no, I'm a virgin. I got that wrong. I got the joke wrong.
You're supposed to get
I stuffed my own joke.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
The internet's ruined me. That's just full stop. That's it. That's my statement.
What's wrong?
All right, let's go to the news. We'll be back in a moment.
A video popped up because you know how Sex and the City, there was a bit of a bust up with the gang where Kim Cattrall wasn't in the recent movie, and kind of everyone.
Well, they've had 3 seasons of that show now, and it's like so she's been missing for even longer.
She's been gone for a while, and there's never been any official confirmation. Or, it's all rumors until the other day. I saw this interview, and this is Kim Cattrall talking about it.
It feels like a toxic relationship.
Well, they're all basically blaming you for ruining everybody's fun. There can't be any more Sex in the City because you have killed Samantha.
I haven't killed Samantha. I have released Samantha. I just wish that Sarah had been nicer.
I mean, you can hear the murmuring because we've all heard rumours that you didn't get on, and now we've heard it from the horse's mouth, one of the horses, for want of a better phrase. People are quite saddened, I think, probably, that actually.
Well, this is the irony of it, that this is where we are in the reality of it, and that was the fantasy of it, but this is the reality of it. I'm being incredibly honest about them.
Is that Piers Morgan?
Yeah, and I think he was calling Sarah Jessica Parker a horse lookalike. I think he was doing it in blind.
He was heading that way.
He tried to backpedal out of that.
Yeah, it's like,
After our meeting,
that just broke my heart. And, the fact that came out and there's obviously a grudge there.
By the way, does Piers Morgan have some sort of show where there's a bunch of women in an audience?
It seems
What happened
to
to
be
Piers
the way.
Morgan? That's what I want to know.
Seriously, is that his show now?
Well, they're probably protesters, and then he said, "I'll come down, sit down, I'll give you a free cup of tea."
I'm going to find what his
listen to
bloody
this.
show is. So
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting. So is Sarah Jessica, whatever her name is, fired back?
No, she has not. But it got me thinking about some tarnished relationships that I've had in the past and grudges that have brewed, and also some of my friends as well. And most of them have happened over items of clothing that we've loaned one another and then never returned. Now, this is a real thing in the female world.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a dude.
No. Have you ever had anyone steal your hat or something, the prized possession, and they've never given it back?
Try being a twin brother. Yes. The short answer to that, yeah, as an identical twin. Like, you just, like...
Your kids do it.
You kind of don't even own anything. Yeah, my kids do it to me now. I got a pair of shoes for Christmas. I come out the other day. Archie's wearing them. He's 13. He's size 12 already.
Weren't they wearing your undies at one point?
No, I get their undies put in my drawer, but I refuse to wear them.
But you've never had a bust up over something that's kind of you've loaned someone, they haven't brought it back, and you've gone.
No,
and
not
they've
to the
avoided
level
you.
you're talking about.
No.
It just doesn't happen.
Okay, this happens in the women's world. Like, for example, I had a friend, I loaned her my pencil skirt, and because she got a
Let's
journal.
all just pretend we know what a pencil skirt is. by the
Okay,
way.
so she became a journo. She
Yeah.
pivoted, became a journo, and so can I borrow that pencil skirt of yours and that top? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And
is
then
that
anyway,
what a journal I'd wear to court or something?
yeah, pretty much.
Right,
and then
okay.
she put it on. She sent me a photo. She said, "This looks really good. Thank you so much." And I said, "No problems. Next time we catch up, just bring
give
it
it back."
with you." Then she started avoiding every catch up. And then it got to the point where I went, "Are you going to give me my skirt back or
What the
not?" She
hell?
said, "You don't need it, and I need
Tight
it
mole.
more." And I'm like, "Oh my God, She just believes she should take it. And I saw it happen with my niece. They were fighting over at Top, who belonged to the Top. And people have this happened to my husband too over a DJ deck. So someone borrowed the other half of his DJ deck. And then he kind of had lots of parties and it kind of became his thing and he was making money and he just thought he didn't owe it to bring it back ever. And they had a blow up over that. So I want to know if anyone else has had a blow up. Has someone taken something of yours and never given it back and it's causing tension? It could be a mower that you've loaned to someone. It could be anything. 13 24 10.
Good point.
Has someone got something of yours?
I took some triathlon aero bars off Simon Dorwood when I was 18, and I think he still resents the fact I never gave them back.
Yeah, he probably does. Cool. What's his name?
That was going to make a difference for you too, by the way.
I don't care, Simon.
I'm just one pair of aero bars away from
But I know Buzz is cranky about someone who stole his
cracking
sunglasses.
the top 700
Mate,
at Noosa.
I finished 6th of the junior duathlon state titles that year. I'll have you know, on a Repco Traveller, but never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He does.
Jane from Aspley. Jane, you
Hello.
I'm good. Tell us, what happened?
No, I taught my daughters rules about lending and borrowing when they were quite little, 5 in fact.
Okay, what have you told them?
I taught them that when somebody asks to borrow something, you look at it and you say, am I prepared to give this to this person? And if you're not prepared to give it, you don't lend it because lending is a give.
That's very interesting advice that you've obviously been burned a few times. Because...
I have at times, but I came up with that rule before I had children because I was burned. I loaned a beautiful knitting book to someone that I never got back, but I thought that's my bad.
That's outrageous.
It's not their bad, it's my bad. I should not have loaned it if I wasn't prepared to never get it back.
What's the old saying? If you loan someone $20 and you never see him again, it's $20 well spent?
Something like that, yes.
The bit that makes me irate is that when this happens, and I say this to Jane and also to the next caller, who I believe is
Rhonda will be chatting to her.
Is that people presume you've forgotten about it. You know,
Yes.
they go, oh, he's forgotten about this, so I won't have to give it back. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you haven't. We don't forget. If you lend money,
money's a big
whatever
one
it
too.
is, and the people just go, oh, I think they've forgotten about this. I think, you know, like
It'll come out the wash.
yeah. So they think A, they've ripped you off, and secondly, they think you're that stupid.
Yeah.
That you've forgotten. So it's a double whammy.
It is a double
Now
whammy.
you're making me angry.
Yeah, good.
On a Thursday.
Go to
You
Rhonda.
sort of are stupid because you shouldn't have loaned it if you weren't prepared to give it.
No, but like the people take advantage of generous
don't call me
spirits.
stupid, Jane.
No,
You
you're
learned
generous.
this,
You're
Jane.
generous, Lutsy. You're not. Well, you're a bit stupid.
All right, Rhonda out of the sunny coast. What do you got, Rhonda? What happened to you?
What happened to me, I worked in an office and a lady took my husband and never brought him back.
Jesus, Mary and
Oh
Joseph.
my, that's worse than a knitting book.
You what?
But she ended up doing me a favour.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
well, obviously, because he's a prick.
So what did he do? She did what? What?
So
Well,
what?
let
Somebody
her explain
worked with your.
Rhonda, you explain it.
Yeah, Rhonda, you
I
tell
worked-
What's happening to you?
My husband and I had a business,
Yeah.
and in the office was a female, and she took my husband. Yeah. She took my husband and never brought him back. And I thought,
That smelly mole.
It's just like a dress. She's like, no, he looks better on me.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
And now she's miserable with him, probably.
Yes.
Hey?
Yeah.
absolutely, she did me a favour.
Yeah.
She did me a favour.
Every man
Bullet
gets
dodged.
the woman he deserves.
Bullet dodged.
Love you guys.
Love you.
We love you
Goodbye.
more, Rhonda. Enjoy a sunny day on the Sunshine Coast. I'll see you later.
Oh, I will. Bye.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.